Hello, filmmakers, it's Carrie, and have I got a product to show you. Stay right there. We'll be right back. I am a sucker for a good slider. I love sliders. I use them on a regular basis. My go-to slider is a Rhino ROV Pro. It's just a little guy, about 24 inches. I love that thing. I have the SlidePod Pro. I love it. It has its own purposes. And I've wanted a longer slider for a long time. And I'm like, am I gonna use it? Very, very rarely. What I'd really like is a slider with a motion control head. I would love that. But they're really expensive. You know, you're talking a couple grand, right? To get something that really works. And this company reached out to me, and it's a weird name. The company is Whale Makes Future, WMF. Whale, like the ocean whale, makes future. Not really sure what the symbology is there, but they reached out and said, hey, we've got this slider we want you to check out. And I don't think they called it motion control. I think they call it focus tracking. It's got focus tracking. So I'm like, well, what the hell is that, right? I'm not sure what that means. So I'll figure, okay, I'll check it out. I looked at it, I'm like, that's really unique. This is something very different. So I really wanted to try it out, because the majority of what, I'm not even gonna say the majority of what I use a slider for. I mean, like, the only purpose I have for sliders is when I'm doing product shots. When I'm doing a product review and I want a really cool push in, pull out, slide shot, something like that. What I've never been able to do, because I don't have the equipment for it, is as a slider is going, to move the camera, to focus and then spin, and do kind of that tracked look. And that's because you need a motion control system. Well, that's not what this is, but it's hard to explain. So, in essence, you have a powered slider, and it uses standard Sony NPF batteries, which I thought was really, really smart on here. It has an app on the phone to control everything, and it has a unique feature. So I keep reaching over here. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab my camera here. And this is my little Sony ZV-1, kind of my real go-to camera for a lot of product shots and things. And on this slider, kind of hard to see in the entire frame here, but on each side you have this knob, and you see this bar that goes across. So it starts all the way on this side, and on this side it's down on the bottom. Well, the way this works is it has a wheel underneath the slider that follows that bar. So let me see if I can demonstrate this for you. Okay, notice the camera is at an angle. It's focused pretty much about where my phone is, right? Probably about the end of the table here. Now, as this moves, now the camera is pointed straight. As I continue over here, the camera is now facing over that direction. And it's how you lay out these bars that determines how concave that shape is gonna be. I guess like this, right? And that is one of the coolest things ever. Instead of being a electronic motor in here to move the camera, it is a completely mechanical process. That's pretty cool. I would never have thought of this. This is a really neat approach to this, and it allows you to do some pretty cool shots. So here's a couple examples of just some basic photo shots where I'm focusing on the front of something and letting the slider go all the way across so it does a turn, if you will. So super, super cool. Okay, so that's my use case for it, right? That's what I'm going to use this thing for. Now, if you adjust these, you can't even see both of my hands in here. So right now they're at the extremes. One is all the way forward, the other one is all the way back. That gives me the most angle available. If I adjust it, then I get less angle. If I keep going and I go straight, then I have no angle. It's going to be just a straight slider. If I start going the opposite direction and I move this one all the way forward and I might move this one back, I get the opposite effect. So instead of having the curve with the focus point here, now I have that focus point, but the camera is going to do this. So it's going to swing. What's that going to do for you? How about some amazing time-lapse shots? Yeah, set that up for a time-lapse. Now, and this thing has let's see if I can show it to you over. I'll flip this around here. This has a port on it to control your camera. So if you're going to use this for time-lapse, boom, there you go. Plug it in and it can control your camera and get those types of cool shots. So it's definitely a dual, well, you know, it's a multi-purpose tool. You have a normal slider, you have this cool focus track type thing that you can do these curved shots, and then you have this other angle, this other curve that allows you to do some really wide shots. You could do that with a, you know, a panoramic shot and stitch all that together and get this huge wide angle, ultra high resolution. You could do it as a night shot and just, you know, get the stars moving. You could do all kinds of cool creative things with this rig by having that other shape, that convex shape. But for me, using this for product photography, this is the total bomb. Now, a couple things to note. On the ends, it does have legs, and you unscrew the knobs and you can tuck the legs in. It comes with a nice carrying bag, really nice heavy duty bag to put everything in. And it has a handful of 1/4 and 3/8 screws on the bottom. So I threw just a standard Manfrotto 502 mount on there so I can just slide it onto my tripod. And again, it uses the Sony NPF batteries to control everything. And that is super rad because I have a ton of those batteries. And it not only came with a battery, it came with a charger. So it is literally a complete system. So next thing I want to do is get this set up and show you how it works. Okay, I've got the camera set up over here, and I'm just going to do kind of a pass shot on all this stuff. So I get it tilted down here, get things adjusted. I'm going to bring up the app on the phone. I'm just going to use the app to get things in position here, and that's kind of where I want stuff. I'll get the camera set up here. Now I'm going to go to my endpoints. And I think that's pretty good. So I'm going to mark that one. I'll come over to my other endpoint over here. You see the camera turning? So cool. Totally makes a shot like this so much better to have multiple axes of movement in it. So I'm going to set that one. It takes me to the next screen, and I can have it do what I just did. I can then reverse it. I can connect the shutter so that when I start it, it automatically starts going, but I'm just going to start the camera, hit go, stand back, and let it do its thing. Way more dynamic of a shot than you can just do with a slider. This is super cool for the price. And it's just gonna go back and forth forever, making sure I got the shot. I can then change settings. I can maybe put it in slow motion, but this is also gonna give you a parallax effect, which is gonna be probably pretty cool too. So I'll go ahead and stop it. That's all there is to it. Super simple setup, really easy to control. Really no downsides to this thing. I'm very happy with it. And I think if you want a slider that can do more, this is probably it. My ROV Pro, which was more than this, can't do this. So I think this is pretty sweet. Let's go back to the studio and wrap things up. Okay, well, here you have it, the Whale Makes Future Motorized Camera Slider with app control, 48-inch carbon fiber rail slider with 120-degree panoramic shot, time-lapse shot, follow focus shot, auto round trip shooting. That's what it is. So, of course, that's a, it's a funny description or a funny title, but it does describe everything this thing has. This is $329 on Amazon. I think this is a killer deal for what it does. Let me see if I missed anything in here. The 120-degree panoramic shot, the follow focus shooting, the carrying bag, all the accessories. Yeah, this is a hell of a deal. Not only is it just a good price for a 48-inch motorized slider, having that focus track, that's just awesome. I absolutely love it. So thanks for watching, everybody. Be sure and check it out. I'll have an affiliate link in the description below, help you find it a lot easier. And if you end up using it, I'd love to see some of the shots that you get with it. I just think it can really open up some creative thinking on how you pull off some shots. So thanks, everybody. This has been Kerry. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.